Dinshare half-inch brushless cordless impact provided me by Dinshare to test and demonstrate, and that's what we're going to do coming up. I'm Roger, welcome to the shop, and I'm going to be demonstrating this little, and I do mean little, half-inch drive cordless brushless impact 20 volt. Comes with a nice little case here to store it in. Comes with sockets here that are 9 through 21 millimeter. These are metric. I know this is also available with SAE sockets, as I've seen it on Amazon. Comes with a little bag for those sockets. You get a manual. You get a battery and a charger, and I have this charging right now, and it should be about done. So I need to test this, but while this battery is charging, let's talk about a couple of things. This says rated 250 foot-pounds of torque, and it's roughly $100. You can't really compare it to this. This is a DeWalt. It's got 750 foot-pounds of torque and like a 1300 peak or something like that. I mean, this thing's a beast. It's also quite a bit heavier. It's also about 4 or 5 times the money. Well, 4 times the money of this. 5 times if you count the battery. The bare tool of this I know is probably running around 350, something like that. So can't really compare it to that. So this is a nice little handy thing. I don't know if it will be powerful enough to bust loose some rusty lug nuts, but we're going to go outside and try it. Before I head outside here, I want to show a couple things. When you put this on the charger, you can't just slip it off. It doesn't just fall off of there. You need to push the little tab down on the back, and it comes right off. And it has a charge indicator on it, right there on the back, and it shows that it's, well, it says it's fully charged. The red light was still on, but I'm going to rush things a little bit here. So on the front of this are some settings you can do for high torque or low torque. And I'll show you how you do that here. Little button right here you push. After you kind of give the trigger a little bit of a pull to get them LEDs lit up. Right now it's on high torque. You push it again, it'll switch it to low torque. It also has a battery indicator right there telling you your battery life right on the front there. And there's an LED right there in the front. And of course it has forward and reverse. And an auto stop. And you can turn that off by pushing this little button down here. Then it'll run continuously. And I need to get that back onto high torque because we're going to go out and play with a rusted lug nut on a trailer. Okay, it's pretty windy out here, so it's hard telling. You might pick up a lot of wind noise, but it's not bad for a day in January. So let's try one of these here. It'll do it. So yes, you could change a tire with this. Okay, that was one test, and I was surprised that it broke them lug nuts loose because they have been on there for I don't know how many years, and it sits out in the weather, and I know those were really rusted. No penetrating oil on them or anything. I just wanted to go out and see if it'd do it, and it did it. So I'm kind of impressed there. So another little test here we're going to do. I've got a piece of old southern yellow pine 4x4 sitting here. I got a 3/8 lag bolt. I'm going to drive this lag bolt into that without a pilot hole. Normally you would always drill a pilot hole for a lag bolt, and especially hardwood like this when it's been sitting out for so long. So we're going to give this one a try. And of course this is still set on high torque. Just like that. I'm impressed with that. Yeah, that's warm. So a question that always comes up, are there extra batteries available? Yes, there are. What other batteries will fit it? Well, if they're not made by Dinshare, none of them. Because, well, there's a lot of reasons for that. Number one is patents. Number two is each company wants to sell you their batteries. You know, that's a given. Doesn't matter what company it is. But the patents is what makes all the battery mounts different. You know, DeWalt can't make a battery that fits like a Milwaukee tool, for example, or Milwaukee can't make one to fit a Makita, because there's patents involved there. And again, each company wants you to buy their batteries. So that said, I'm kind of impressed with this. So what can you use this for? Well, obviously you could change tires. Comes in a nice bag if you needed to. If you got one of them vehicles where you're changing tires all the time for flats, might be a good thing to have in the trunk. Just make sure you got a charged battery or two with you. Driving lag bolts, of course. What am I going to use it for? I'm going to take this up to camp. We have a campsite up on the river quite a ways from here. And we have a dock, and we have a boat, and we have a golf cart, and every once in a while it's nice to have one of these, especially when we put the dock in and out, because I lag bolt the sections together, because we're along the Mississippi River and it tends to flood, and when it does, if you don't have your dock all bolted together, it'll float away. So you got to make sure it's anchored down well. So this will be a handy little tool to have up there. So if you got anything out of this, appreciate getting a thumbs up. Always helps the channel. Again, this was provided to me by Dinshare to test and demonstrate, which I've been doing. There'll be a link in the description if you'd like to get one. I know right now there's a coupon. You can get like 30% off or something like that. So you'll make sure you check that coupon if you decide to get one of these. Thanks for watching. I'm Roger in the shop. See you in the next one.